Hey guys, so today I'm really excited to be filming this video and finally sharing with you my new lighting setup, which is something I'm really excited about. When you do videos like this and you get your whole setup right, you feel really good about it. And over the years, mine has changed so much. And it's all just kind of like trial and error. You pick up things as you go. And for me, I was just not using the things that I had correctly. Like, I know how I was supposed to be using them, but I was just kind of like resisting it. Like, I didn't want my table moved away from the wall. I thought, okay, well, I'm in front of this window. I don't need all these umbrella lights behind me, but yet I was still using lights on my tabletop. It's just all very complicated. But my setup now is not, and I love it. I've got so much more space to do my makeup. I've got so much more space for my makeup, which is what prompted this. I did not have to buy a single thing new. It's all things that I had bought before, but I'm just finally using them the way that I should have been. I had these umbrella lights for years. I've had this whole set, and I'll link to everything below because I know that's helpful. But I was just using them on small tabletop things that was, stands that were taking up even more space. I was never using my ring light, like I should have been. I got it probably over a year ago, and I just never used it correctly because it was just too much with the light from the window. I thought, oh, I need all this natural light, and so I was like right in front of it, and I didn't really realize, I think I said this in a video before, that I'm getting it, I'm still in the room. I don't need it to be like here, But what prompted this is that, okay, a long time ago when I got these two white IKEA pieces of furniture. They're the same piece, but there is a very long, big one, and then there's a smaller version of the same desk. It's two desks. And I put them side by side along this wall, one more in front of the window, and that's what I used for my vanity where I filmed, the smaller one. And then this large one, I thought this is gonna be perfect for my desk, technical stuff. It became just kind of like a junk catch-all. I found myself not actually wanting to sit and work at it because it was pushed straight up against the wall, and I just didn't want to be like working against a wall. And it's a very shallow desk, so if you do this, if you make videos and you need a desk that sits in the middle of the room or just a little bit out from a wall, these are freaking perfect. They're amazing, and they hold so much makeup. Like, there's two big drawers. It's just perfect. So I gave you guys a little peek of that back then, but I never did like a full room tour because I was like, oh, when I get everything it just never came together because I just, you realize sometimes things kind of naturally evolve or not when you're not using it correctly, or you feel like you could be doing something else better. So when you actually use things, you kind of figure it out. So as I used that desk, the smaller one for my vanity, I noticed makeup was just everywhere. I had no room. Of course, because it's a smaller table, the two drawers are smaller, so I didn't have as much room for my makeup as I do in this one. But everything was just everywhere, and for me, like, I don't like the look of makeup in all those compartments. I don't want clutter. I just want to have like a clean workspace. I don't mind a few things sitting out, but I wanted everything to just be very like sleek, and you feel me. So I thought I need to be using the bigger one for my makeup and for filming. I'd have so much more space to spread out on. I mean, when I would finish filming a video, it would be like tornado hit, which is pretty much how it is every time, but at least I have more space now. So I just thought, I'm just gonna try it. Before I moved my makeup over, I just tested out the lighting. I moved this table out from the wall, and I'll show you all this in a moment. I actually put the umbrellas on my lights. Like I said, I've had those for years. The ring light I actually set up correctly, with my camera. My camera is actually not right here. It's a little farther away, which works nice. Anytime that I've ever filmed with a camera a little further away, it's always better. It was just so close to me over there, especially, like I said, since this is such a shallow table and it's not even taking up that much space. I can still access the closet. I'm closer to my IKEA drawers that are in the closet, which I'll show you as well. And then my favorite part, well, I don't know what my favorite part is. I really love this. But the desk that was in front of the window, I kind of moved it sideways to the wall. So now I can see out the window. It's the most beautiful view from our house. And it just makes me so happy when I come in here because I can actually see out the window. The window's open like all the time. It's just makes me feel good to come in this room. But now I feel good about actually working from that desk. I've got my computer over there. My computer hasn't been downstairs in days, which is great for me because I tend to work when Olivia's taking a nap or when I can just steal a few minutes, you know, to get something done quickly. And I don't want to be on my computer in front of her all the time. I don't want, you know, I really try to manage my time. And so this is my own designated space. It's just really, really nice. And then if I'm working in here and she's not napping or whatever, she can play in here. It's just a really nice place. There's toys all on the floor. So I fixed that over there and also have my hair stuff over there. It's just, when things, I'm just excited, but when things work well, it's just really exciting. So I'll show you all that. I am not done with, I mean, that looks decent, but the actual, I mean, it's just a chair, but the actual part over there, like I don't have, you know, this is just chairs that I have in here anyways. I don't have a backdrop, you know what I'm saying? But everything over there, that's why I'm not really like showing you everything back there today. You wouldn't be able to see it right now anyways, but when I give the little tour overview, I'm not going to show that yet because it's very messy and it's not done. And same with this closet, I'll show you a peek of it, but I'm not really going to show you inside of it yet because it's not finished. I'll do that in an upcoming vlog. I just really wanted to show you this lighting setup and kind of give you an overview. So I'm going to keep my camera hooked up and I'm going to actually film it from my vlog camera so that you guys can see how my camera is set up. I think that will be more helpful. So if the quality isn't as great, that's why. I just wanted to kind of talk about that. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is what you would see if you were behind the camera, which is kind of cool. So I think it's kind of interesting. Let me actually pan back and show you with the fisheye kind of like the layout of the room because I think that might be helpful. Okay, so I'm using the fisheye real quick just to kind of give you the overview of this room and the toys that I kind of just, you know, folded up. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that table later. The closet's over there. I have some clothes hanging in it right now because I've got a video coming up. I've got some things in a box that I kind of got separated to show in a video. I'm going to give you a quick peek in that closet in a moment, but you can kind of see what I did. I bumped the desk out. I can still access the closet, and I'll show you that in a moment. That's the beautiful window that I can see out of now. The desk moved. And yeah, I'll show you closer now. Alright, so you can kind of see, I have the lights turned on. I'll turn them off in a second so I'm not blinding you. But this is the table. And then behind there I have a bulletin board where I keep like just pretty postcards that come in things that my friends send me, or pretty postcards that I have like written from companies or something nice, or pictures that I like, that I'm going to go through some of my other ones and put some more up there. So I've got a lot of cool stuff to kind of, that I like looking at, you know. So this is the table, and I'll give you a closer up look at it in a moment, but I just wanted to give you an overview. So I've got on the table, behind the table rather, I've got these two umbrella lights. I'll link to the set that I have below. I've got my ring light with my camera. I do not have my camera attached to it. I like to keep it separate for just different reasons. I don't know, I just don't, I love the tripod that I have on my camera, freaking love it, and the tripod that came with, or the stand that came with the ring light just fits perfectly in front of it and takes up no more floor space. I've got my Zadro makeup mirror that I'll kind of show you what it does in a minute. I've got a little bowl over there that my friend Lorraine got me as a housewarming gift, and I love it so much. It's kind of floated around different rooms of our house, but I really like it in here. I just kind of keep things in it, like my iPad. I find that I watch YouTube videos, or I watch, you know, any type of videos when I'm getting ready, really only. So I kind of have that in here because it's just easy. And then I've got those two Too Faced sets. I should have probably moved those, but I just really love looking at those. I've got my my brushes and my bench that I love sitting on. It is upholstered, and it worries me that I'm going to get something on it because the pieces are not washable. I am all for white furniture, but every piece of white furniture that we have is slip covered, so it's so easy to wash. I'm a huge advocate for white furniture with kids, and I just don't care. Like, I would much rather be able to wash things than be sitting on something dirty that does not show dirt. So, whatever. But this I do worry about because you can't really wash it. But I'm going to throw like some sort of a blanket or a throw over it soon. I keep meaning to do that because I don't want it to get makeup-y. But I love that the lights are secured behind there, you know. Obviously, when Olivia's in here, she has her own little area. She's always supervised. I would never let her get back there. but I like that the lights just aren't sitting on a tabletop, or they're not somewhere where she can pull them down. They're behind there, because that's what worries me about those types of lights is, you know, they're kind of scary if you break them with the mercury, and let's not even get into that. So it's kind of like my worst nightmare. But this little light right there, sometimes I will pull out and sit it on the floor to light the background. I don't always. I probably should, but I don't always. Yeah, so let me show you. This makeup mirror is super cool because when I'm filming, I can sit it like this and it's not blocking my view, but I can see perfectly in it. And you can even turn it on, but it doesn't add, I know you would think, oh, that's a ring light in itself. It's not. It doesn't add like a lot of extra light when you're filming, but I can actually come in here and do my makeup super, super easily. Flip it down like that and turn it on because I don't want to waste my lights when I'm just coming in here to do my makeup. I just turn this one on only and it's perfect. I'll link to this makeup mirror. I think it's like one of the best ones. I bought that one that's really buzzed about. Oh gosh, I cannot even think about which one it was. Gosh, I bought it like maybe a year or so ago, over a year ago. I don't remember. And just really freaking hated the thing, but really love that one. Again, that's the little bowl that I like. And then I have plenty of room. You know, I can sit things on there. I'm talking about a lot of different things. I can, whatever. I've got this Diva ring light that is dimmable. And I keep it, it's in just the right, I'll turn all these off. It's in just, well actually that one kind of made it look better. It's in just the right spot. So what I did is where you turn it, just so that it won't get messed up off the like perfect setting, I sort of marked it where it should line up. So if it ever gets knocked, I can look at it. So that's a good tip if you do this. But you can see, you know, this is on a separate stand and it sits right in the middle of my tripod. I love this tripod because I can just click a button and slide the camera out of it. It's nothing like super hard to get in and out of. I've got my Rode mic that I've had for ever since I got this camera, which I believe I've had this camera now for a few years and I really like it. It's the Canon Rebel T5i. All of that is pretty much the setup. I actually removed the two pulls that came with these pieces. They're from IKEA. I'll link to them below. They're really pretty, and I've seen some people like online like paint, you know, these, you know, the end parts like gold, or, you know, they just do all these crazy things to them. But I think that they're really sleek and pretty, and they're very kind of shallow depth-wise to the wall. So they work in a lot of different places, and this would make an excellent like double desk or like a homework area or whatever, like if you needed to put it in a hallway or something. They're just really nice. But to make it look more sleek, I removed these pulls. When you open these drawers, there's a little lip in the bottom and you pull from that. And see, they're very glossy. You can just kind of wipe them clean like I just did. They're just easy. But this, how was this attached? It was attached like this. And then there were screws from the inside. And when Brad put these together for me a long time ago, he just added them, you know, because that was just part of it. And then the other day I looked at them and I was like, I don't like that. You know, like, why are they even there? I've never once grabbed for that. So, I mean, I don't feel like I do. Like, just grabbing for it naturally is from the bottom. So, that's that. And then quickly, I want to show you. I didn't do that either. Like, quickly, I want to show you the drawers. So, I've got, like, some tissues over there. Tons of, I mean, it's not perfect. You know, I just kind of have things just kind of jumbled by category. There's just some random things that I do need to kind of, you know, clean up, but it is pretty organized. And look, like, all my palettes are in here. There's stuff all behind it too. Tons of room. So there's just so much space in these. I do want to show you, I normally don't have those clothes hanging, but so this door is normally closed, but I have my IKEA cabinets in here. I just don't like the look of that. I don't know. I don't like sitting them out. I know, you know, everybody and their mother's got these, but you know, I used to have these sitting out at our old house. They've held up really well. I get the two and stack them like I showed you years back when I first did that, and it's worked great ever since. And it's honestly mostly empty, and I hate to say that, but it really is. Like, I have really narrowed down everything so much that it really just, everything that I mostly use is just in these drawers, and I love that. So yeah, I like that I can access that easily. And then over there on the right, I've got my little desk that I used to film from, but it's actually against the wall now. And then over there on the right, I've got my little desk that I used to film from, which is actually against the wall now. And then I've got a little basket under there. I don't know if you can see that. I've got my Buttercup hair dryer, a curling iron, a couple things like hair type things. It's just easy to come in here and sit and dry my hair. I've got some things in the drawer, like some contracts and businessy type stuff. Plenty of room to put papers and all kinds of stuff, which normally I keep somewhere else. But now that I'm starting to really like work from up here, I think I might move some of that kind of stuff up here, although I may need a little more room, and I might kind of convert part of this little cabinet into some space for like paperwork and just like tax stuff and like documents and stuff that that kind of overflows right now in the area where I have it. Yeah, it's just such a pretty area now. I feel so good when I come in here, and it's just easy to get ready in here, and I love it, and it just makes me feel happy to film from in here. It just feels good, you know, like when you have a workspace that works well for you. So that's it. I hope that y'all enjoy it. I will post links to all of this. I turned the light back on. I'll post links to all of this stuff because I know, like I said, it will help if you are like me and you do these types of videos. I know that, like I said, it's total trial and error, but it's really helpful when you see somebody else's setup. And if you don't do these videos, I think it's still really fun to see where everything kind of goes down and what everything looks like. So this is what you would see if you were behind the camera, which is kind of cool. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. Bye.